Two cutters through the middle. Aotearoa for three.
Kia ora, ni hao, namaste, konnichiwa, vanakkam, talofalava, maloilele, bulavinaka, whakaalofalahi atu, and welcome everybody to the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament 2026, proudly brought to you by One Foundation and Hype Hockey New Zealand. We're coming to you live from the National Hockey Centre here in North Harbour, New Zealand, on your Easter Friday afternoon here on day one of the tournament. The New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament is now in its 6th year and has continued to develop into one of the top showcase hockey tournaments in the country. This unique event is not just about skill and execution, but the pride and passion that comes with representing your culture and representing your heritage. Coming up here, it's our last game of the day, day one here, and it's New Zealand Asian Hockey men taking on New Zealand Pasifika in our 4th game on Turf 1, 5th game total for the day, and it's been an excellent day here in the sun at North Harbour. And there are the Asian Dragons, and looking sharp this year. Finally got themselves a playing kit, and man, do they look good in the red singlets. It's a suns out, guns out afternoon for the boys from the east, and of course New Zealand Pasifika in their white and grey strip. Just taking a look at some of the teams here on this New Zealand Asian side. They're suiting up with a pretty strong group this year. Dylan Muggleston, of course, part of the New Zealand A men who took on Japan late last year. He'll be one to look out for. Lloyd McLaughlin, he'll captain the side. Plays New Zealand Masters hockey for the 35 men's team. The likes of John Casey in goal. Earned the nickname the Great Wall of China here 2 years ago in his debut for the New Zealand Asian side, and will be playing in the upcoming Junior Hockey League for the Trident. So it's a sharp-looking group for the New Zealand Asian side, not just on paper. They look sharp as well. Looking over the other side, New Zealand Pasifika, they've been here since the very beginning, one of the sole teams that have made it all the way from 6 years ago at Colmar. New Zealand Pasifika, they're going to be captained today by Kevin Guttenbiel. Of course, won a national title, a ranking cup, a few moons ago as a schoolboy. He'll be joined out there by the likes of Calvin Ratabuli, exciting going forward, Julius Talavau, rock at the back, who played his Premier Hockey League debut in 2025. And they got Seb Vainui in goal, who's come a long way across this format tournament. And of course, we heard from him earlier in the afternoon on the commentary, but Jan Peterson's out there for the Pasifika men as well. So it's a matchup of style clash, really. You expect this Asian team to play fast, play furious, get the ball moving. They've got some guys that can really break open a game and use their speed, versus Pasifika, who like to play a bit more physical, a bit tougher, keep the ball on the end of their stick and really have a crack at things. And just had an update there of the captains. You can see them there. It's actually Joe Yoon who will captain the Asian Dragons today. He's there in the Nike headband, Nike socks, Adidas shoes. Fashion crime, some would say. But the team's there ready to come out with the umpires, Bruce Brownsy and Dion Hawke, who will keep control of this one. And it's been a good first day here for those that have been following along on the live stream. The New Zealand Asian women, they beat Fiji Heritage in the first game of the tournament. Then the Punjab Heritage men got up 6-4 over Fiji Heritage in a goal fest at 12 noon. And if you just came off the back of the last live stream, New Zealand Pasifika women started their tournament hot, 6-0 winners over New Zealand Indian ladies. And on the back turf, not on the live stream, but the New Zealand Indian men have started their title defence with a win over the Hype Hockey Pacific All-Stars who are playing at their first tournament. We'll get the chance to see them a little later in the weekend as well. As our teams look like they're just waiting on some official thumbs up okays from the technical crew. Looks like Anton Paulin, Bagsy, Manav all in there, and they get the nod of approval. Out comes Bruce, out comes Dion, and out come our two teams. New Zealand Pasifika in the white and grey, and the Asian Dragons in the red and black. Like I said, looking pretty sharp in the new kit this year. I'm going to say they're going to be a little shorter on the bench, this Asian Dragons team. Only got 15 listed on the card, including 2 goalkeepers. So 3 players short of the full 18 that Pasifika have. That could play a bit of a factor coming in to the late periods of this game. But there's our teams, there's our captains, there's our umpires, and there's some of the fearless men who will stand in cage for New Zealand Pasifika. Julius Talavao, all smiles. He's New Zealand Pasifika's Chris Brown. If you've ever seen him or heard him lay down a bit of a verse on the track, Big Jules. He had the blonde hair over in Melbourne last year. Another player to look out for, one of the older veterans for Pasifika, Adrian Smith. He's always a tough customer around that back group for Pasifika as well. He plays his hockey and coaches down in the Canterbury region. And there it is, Julius Talavao laying down the law. Look at that, all eyes fixed as well. They mean business here, Pasifika. This is a game where they know they need to take points out of this one. These short format tournaments, you never want to get slow starts, so really important that both these teams come out here with a performance. And there it is. There's the passion, the pride, and the power that is the Pacific. And they'll come out here all fired up, no doubt. Our goalkeeper starting the game looks like it'll be John Casey in goal for New Zealand Asian and Seb Vainui in goal for Pasifika. And they'll have first use of it there through Jan Peterson. And away he goes. Big Jandal landed off there to Kervin Guttenbiel. Just loses the handle for a second there, and they'll come back through the back. Good patience showing that there was Zach Buenamasi on the little post up. The speed up ball is cut out before it gets to the front. And now a split press being put on here. And Yoon, the captain, will turn it straight back over again. Perhaps got a little excited. Pacific will have it just outside the 25-yard line. Nobody in a real rush to go and get the ball. Looks like Dan Scanlon will run down into the corner, retrieve that one, and get them ready for their free hit. There is Smitty at the back, Adrian Smith, the former Fijian international. Calm as ever, looks long, what a ball through to Buenamasi. Flips it to Talavao, Talavao searching. The overhead is undercooked. And that's an easy one for the Asians. Wong gets it going across the back here, back to the captain, it's Yoon. the big skip transfer to Wong. He's got a bit of space on the outside of the press here. Play in there, Cam Gladding will do enough to keep possession for the Asian side. Again, they play around the back through the captain this time. The midfield entry goes through Ben Schwartz, who is almost murdered there on halfway. Julius Talavau, I think that even gets 10 minutes in the NRL these days. Jeez, big Jules there. Just got that one a little bit wrong. There's also a couple of players fighting outside of weight class. The speed up there through to Huranui, sharp skills, but cleaned up by Yoon, the captain. Nothing coming for the Asians, and the entry sails over the back line. Just a little bit of standing and looking for the umpire there from both teams, guilty of waiting for the whistle. Here's Dylan Muggleston. Free hit will fall the way of the Asian Dragons right on halfway in front of the Harbour bleachers. Here's Muggleston again under a little bit of pressure. Yoon brings that one down. And Schweiss can't control that one. Here is Talavau. Down to Ratabuli. Calvin looking. Good the entry to Peterson. One more to Scanlon. Casey's under it. And Jan Peterson, cool as ever, gets the ball and it's in the back of the goal. The old dog with some new tricks, Jan Peterson. Couple of pretty physical challenges will go the way of the Asian Dragons. Muggleston looking. Nothing there for him. So they'll come around the back here, the Asian side. Here's Joseph Yoon, the captain, happy just to play the ball over distance across the back. Schwass there on the ball. And runs into Kevin Guttenbiel, who gives away the free hit. Pasifika just happy to sit in this little condensed press here, but they're opened now by Muggleston. Smitty misses one. And be cleaned up around the back. Johnny Mayhoffler. Talavau now just looking at the little one layup. He'll get it going forward here through Stephen Mayhoffler. Received there by Ratabuli, trying to thread the needle. Just got a little bit away there from Sam Fido, who's subbed on up the front for Pasifika. And there's a close-up look at the new kit. The Dragon on the side looking pretty sharp. They've been in borrowed uniforms for the last 2 years, and so good to see the Asian Dragons now with new kit. Good trap under pressure there. Ben Wu, Muggleston working there. Jacob Wong now onto the field, drops one off to his skipper, who just turns away with the body feint. That's nice hockey. And Kevin Guttenbiel. Stick feint, stick feint. Just showing off some of the skill set, and the reverse stick trap is not so good, but Jules with the 8-metre reach picks one and protects the ball well too there. Talaval down the left sideline looking for somebody. And the pass to Ratabuli, he's also looking. Buinamasi decides just to come out to Adrian Smith. Guttenbiel now, he'll push forward, sees a bit of opening. Talaval, he just rips his hands around one. Can't get through. Muggleston. Curvy with the seatbelt tackle, the wraparound. Sharp work there from St. Kent's head coach. Adrian Smith now, head coach of Shirley Boys out of Christchurch. Now Ratabuli with a bit of a opportunity in the one-on-one, drops it off to Peterson, the goal scorer. Searching, Peterson wraps his hands around one. Ratabuli gets the first touch. Buinamasi, jeez. Certainly stayed hit, that one. It's missed the goal by about 14.5 metres, but boy, did he get all of it. Muggleston goes through, but nobody up there, and Vainui Teo will watch it go over the back line. Asians just happy to sit in this little three-quarter slide at the moment. Lloyd McLaughlin, one of them at the front for the Asian side. Now Smitty looks over to Beo. Ratabuli, quick hands, threads the pass, nobody there. And it's only as far as the sideline. Hoffler just looking at his option. He's got Jan with him. Jan recycles. And Jan out the back. On the right half. Smitty going forward now. Finds Buinamasi. Yeah, well cleaned up there from Dylan Muggleston. Muggleston, the sole New Zealand Asian representative on the touring New Zealand Heritage Hockey men's team into Melbourne last year, representing his Malaysian roots. This Asian men's side, well, they'll be hoping to get a couple extras in this year's side to head to Melbourne in October, I'm sure. Down the line now come the Asians. There's that stick speed, but can't get through the brick wall of Jan Peterson. Again, we see this quite a bit from the Pasifika team. Happy just to drop it out to the anchor. Drop the ball out to Smitty, who just consolidates their shape. Always a safe option. They go forward with some pace here. Handles too loose, and now the Asian Dragons are away and flying. There's Quentin Smith taking in some deep breaths on the bench. He'll get back out there shortly. TJ Blacklock can't pull that one under control. Muggleston battling away with it. Hui too. It's messy in the middle of the field. And it's all a bit of a mess in there. Chicken noodle soup around the 25-yard line.
Position, hold the ball.
Smitty, he's working with Teo. He's happy to sit in this back three here, Pasifika. And there's the two contenders on this year's next top model. Julius Talavau, Quentin Smith, that challenge there from Jet Long. A little too agricultural. But I like the intent from Jet Long, the blonde hair with the white headband. Trying to come forward and put some pressure on, like it. There's the deep transfer for the Asian Dragons. Lovely go forward here, Jacob Wong. Trying to thread the needle, can't get through. And Blakelock. There's TJ, turns on the inside. Links back up with Hurunui. Just that one falls off the pass, and the Asian Dragons can't keep it in front of the dugouts. And again, as we've seen a number of times, just around the back for Pasifika through Smith, Meyerhoffler, Talavau out here as well. Sharp play there from Big Jules. A little bit of back and forth. No real scoring opportunities just yet for this Asian Dragon side. Of course, Pasifika have one on the board through Jan Peterson after a little scramble in front of Cage. And maybe Muggleston can add to this. First one is saved. Second one comes up off the stick of Talavau. Nice first up save there by Seb Vainui in goal. And Muggleston searching. See Adrian Smith there just before he took the free hit, pretty happy to take a couple of breaths. His first quarter's been played at a pretty frantic pace, and speaking of frantic, there's Dan Scanlon. Talavau searching for a go forward. He'll go back out through Scanlon, who links up with Blakelock. And he'll win it back after a couple little there. And the deep overhead from Talavau falls for Hurunui, who gets it on the upright reverse. And John Casey boots that one away. But still coming here, Pasifika inside the final minute if they can get it going. Just under 30 seconds left here. Can the Asian Dragons get something going? Muggleston wants to go downtown. And Meyerhoffler, well, he just pops it out over the fence and will probably do enough to finish this one. Let's got to go in quickly. Love the one-time pass there. But cut out by Pasifika, and they walk into the quarter-time huddle 1-0 in favour of the Pasifika men. See the coaching crew out there ready with the whiteboard. Kervin Guttenbiel, he's got a bit to say. Julius, he'll be the next. You can just see there how much passion they speak with about this game. We love to see it. The highlights and some of the action from this first quarter. We're back into the Pasifika team huddle. And it looks like they're talking about connections. Yeah, connections being the big part of them going forward. Getting the pass a little bit shorter, getting around the ball, and making life a little easier for themselves. Pasifika men, they're up 1-0. 3 quarters to play here against the New Zealand Asian Dragons. Searching for their first goal of the weekend. It'll be Pasifika with first use of it again here in the second quarter through Jan Peterson. He was the goal scorer. And now he'll set TJ Huranui away into the circle entry. But it's batted away there by Dylan Muggleston. Scanlon looking to weave some magic. Peterson takes it quickly and he's got the entry. It's a cross goal. TJ Huranui couldn't get onto the back end of that one. There's the speed up here for the Asian Dragons. Love the shallow transfer, but straight into the low block tackle of Talavau, who doesn't get enough of that pass or that tackle. The Asians trying to play the little dump and go, but the pass there from Michael Fu is not a good one. There is Fu. I do love the Asian Dragons really leaning into the Asian look with the ninja headbands. There's a few of them going around there for this Asian team, and I've got to say they're probably the only ones that can pull it off, other than Jan Peterson, who's been doing it for near on 73 years. Jan. There's Coach Jess Ellis on the sideline doing double duties this weekend. Got the women and the men for the New Zealand Asian side. He's a sucker for punishment. I think Jess, her and Dill Muggleston kind of co-doing the men while Dill's out there playing. So hats off to Jess. Her women had a good start to their title defence against the Fiji Heritage ladies in the first game of the day. And now the Asian men happy just to hold possession around the back. Oh, and that's unfortunate. He's got to take it back. Like the heads-up play, getting it going. Umpires didn't like it so much. And there's Joseph Yoon linking up there with Dill Muggleston. Muggleston looking for an option. It's going to fall there to Pasifika. The counter pass goes straight through Main Street, and Curve and Guttenbiel, unlike Curve, just lost the handle there a couple of times in the contest. And this time they come around the back through Adrian Smith. Stephen Mayofla. Talavau doesn't have a ton of space down that sideline, but here come the Asian Dragons. They're flying and they're mistrapping across the middle of the field. Ben, that was Yoon there delivering the pass, Joe Yoon. Talavau tried to bring it down, but again, look at the speed there off the Asian player. Here comes Dylan Muggleston. This is an opportunity if we can get going. One to eliminate, gets it with the pass. And we're going PC time here. It was Quinton Smith deep in the circle. And they're going to call for foot. See it again here. Dylan Muggleston just shows his turn of pace. Flips it in over the stick, and Quinton Smith did enough to earn the penalty corner. So first look at it here for the Asian side. Dylan Muggleston, of course, with a heck of a flick on him on that first bracket. Wouldn't surprise me if that's the direction it goes. In fact, it doesn't go to Muggleston. They go straight down the second bracket line and in onto the legs of Adrian Smith. It's penalty stroke time here for the Asian Dragons, and Muggleston will step forward to take it. Good penalty corner execution there. Vainui pretty active in goal. Muggleston on the ball. Makes no mistake, and he gives them the shush in the crowd as well. Till Muggleston levels things back up here in our final game of the day. Here's Lloyd McLaughlin getting some water, electrolytes in here before half time. And just like that, we're locked back up at 1 apiece. Here comes Ratabuli. A little tangled up there. Oh, and that's sharp from Muggleston. Here comes Quinton Smith. And can't get through Curvin Guttenbiel. Not many can. He's pretty sharp there as he opened through Talavau. Look at this new bit of excitement out of the Asian Dragons. They're running a little faster after that penalty stroke goal. Around the back here for the Asian Dragons. Yoon, the captain, not under any real pressure. Again, no real pressure. They're playing a 2-up. And that's what they're waiting for the little error, the little missed pass, and Scanlon gets going quickly. But it's an awful pass there, and pretty easily brought away by the Asian Dragons. Only as far as the tackle of Mayofla. Ratabuli, Peterson, circle entry, trying to bully his way through. Ratabuli. And free hit won there by Dil Muggleston and the Asians. They're away. Jet Leong. And around in circles a little bit there. Leong. And now they reset back out through Josephine. Kept it in. Pretty close quarters down there. Guttenbiel lower and stronger than most. And does enough to win the free hit. Sweating a little bit though. And you see similar looks from both sides. Just happy to sit in the back three, move the ball around. Not really have to force anything going forward as Scanlon opts just to roll back out through Mayofla. Just got the two Mayofla boys playing the outside halves at the moment. Stephen on the left and Johnny on the right. And there, of course, is DJ Blakelock. Bandana Blakelock always looking vicious. They recycle again through Yoon, the captain. This time, the pass is cut out by Pasifika. One there. Philip Charlick, who steps off it, brings Mayofla onto it. Nice little two-man down the right side in the entrance. Near side isn't picked up. There's a man who knows these turfs pretty well, Lloyd McLaughlin. He'll sub himself on here for the Asian team. And the player coming off, well, that was Quinton Smith. And shout out to Quinton, just got married over the summer break. So congratulations, Quinton. Yourself and your new wife. Epic stuff there. Now here come the Dragons, got the entry. Quick shot from McLaughlin. He just didn't get the purchase on it. Had an air swing. I was just giving him raps on this turf as well, Lloyd. Another one with news, expecting very shortly. First child for Lloydo on the way. Congratulations. And now here come the Asian side. Just love to see a little baseline lead there from the Asian side. Everybody was down that line of the goal. And Muggleston will win a free hit just outside the circle. Now we'll sail over the back line. Took a deflection just outside the top of the circle. He's trying to do side steps with the cameraman, Jan Peterson. Probably the only guy on the field who can outrun anymore these days. The Asian side, they opt around the back, win a free hit, get it going. Still going there for the Asian side, just out of pure determination. And Muggleston picks one off his back heels. And a little touch in front of Cam Bennett there was enough to stop the goal opportunity. There is Bennett. McLaughlin. And he puts it away. I said he wouldn't have been happy with his earlier opportunity, the air swing. But makes no mistakes out of that one. A little bit of 3D skill and then just tucks it away under the sliding Seb Vainui. Really well executed goal there by Lloyd McLaughlin, the New Zealand Masters 35 representative. who will be heading over to Europe later for the Masters World Cup later this year. Exciting stuff there for Lloydo. And looking forward, like I said, renewed bit of exuberance since that earlier goal, this Asian Dragon side. Onto the foot there of Adrian Smith, who's going to go and ask a few questions and then thought better of it. They'll go and get ready for the penalty corner. And what do the Dragons have up their sleeves this time? They put a body on the line for a stroke in the last PC. And we've seen Dylan Muggleston execute from the set piece in earlier Heritage tournaments. This time Lloyd McLaughlin's up there with him. They've both got a goal each. Who's calling their number for the second? And no one at the moment because Kevin Gutenbeel's on island time trying to get back in the goal. Yeah, they'll get another go at it there. It was an untidy trap. Dylan Muggleston's done really well just to pick the ball up. And then rolled it onto the first runner's foot. So they'll get a reset here. The Asian Dragons, they want to be a little more clinical in the execution on this one. And that's a look at what the flickers can see. A couple of big island bodies in that goal. Muggleston again, flicks it, saved by Vainui, kept in. And the entry too high.
Hey, Jet!
Tullival and Smith across the back. Midfield entrance through Buenamasi. He's beaten a couple here. Needs to get his head up though. Buenamasi just working the edge of the circle, and Dill Muggleston. Jan Peterson shoots the thing out of a cannon, Jan Peterson, but well saved. Yeah, it looks like Darren Wee in goal. Another young Asian goalkeeper. Just working a little two-man go forward. They recycle through Muggleston, who's under a bit of pressure from Peterson. It's a little challenge there. That one will be won by Philip Charlick.
Roll it again!
Here's Scanlon, Dan Scanlon looking on the resi. That one's come through at just over waist height, so no good at all.
Zach, close the hole, please! Close the hole!
Less than a minute to go. They throw the aerial. It's almost a mix-up for Pasifika, but they get there in the end. Maofla, Scanlon now on it. Down the sideline goes. And they'll have the last 15 seconds here at the Asian Dragons. Muggleston trying Going to go with the Resi. Quentin Smith gets that one a little bit wrong, and the hooter will sound the end of the second quarter. That's first half in the books. It's New Zealand Asian men up 2-1 over New Zealand Pasifika in our fourth and final game for the day here on the live stream turf. For those watching at home, enjoy half time, and we'll see you back here in 5 minutes.
Come in, boys, let's go. Come on, boys. Huddle, huddle. Go hard. Yes, mate. Come on, boys. Alright. Asians on three. 1, 2, 3. Asians! Come on, go, boys.
Welcome back, everybody, here to our fourth and final game for the afternoon. It is the New Zealand Asian men against New Zealand Pasifika. The Asian Dragons are up 2-1 coming into the second half here, and they'll have first use of it now through Muggleston. Muggleston, he scored a goal through a penalty stroke a little earlier for the Asian side. And that one's cut out there by Talaval. Guttenbeil through the middle. Trying to find Scanlon, gets it there. The reverse stick pass to Ratabuli. And John Casey wipes that one out towards the sideline. Guttenbeil on the ball. He'll go back out through Adrian Smith. Jan Peterson's just bought himself one for free there. There's absolutely no chance that the Asian player touched that. Jan's just used up all his wisdom coins. Grabbed it, taken it, and they're away anyway here. Pasifika through Maofla. Good little bumper with Hurunui. And out comes Joseph Yoon. Looking at the options there, Michael Fu. Forward now, across the field. Love this through you, and the speed up now. Oh, just no control there from the Asian Dragons. It was well built up. And there's a bit of distance on the overhead. It's going to beat the first one. The second one's a contest. And now Muggleston, he'll look at his options. Chris Crabbin across the field. Tackle from Hurunui. Ratabuli. Meofla. Just runs through the challenge of Quinn Smith, who puts his hands up instantly. He's probably walking right on that tightrope of a card there, Smith. Get going now, the Asian Dragons. Bit of pace here through the middle of the field. Still there for the Asian team. And we're going to have penalty corner here. The call is for back stick. And we're going to get first look of the new goalkeeper. They've switched over here. It's David Finau in goal for New Zealand Pasifika. Seb Vainui's work may be done for the afternoon. See the Dragons come together. All smiles for Calvin Ratabuli. Runs backwards faster than most people can run forward, Calvin. And now Jet Long to inject. He's maxed up all his kit upgrades. Out it comes Muggleston. And it's wide. Talaval, the overhead. Ratabuli, he's got one on the back post if he can get it. Yeah, really excellent work there. Joseph Yoon, the captain. back up this right side. They'll do enough to win the free hit just up towards the 25-yard line, the Asian side. Another goal here could be huge for the Asian Dragons. They were close, but not really close enough in last year's tournament. This time they've added a few extra players and look pretty sharp. Here comes Long. And it's going to barely make its way over the baseline. Everybody not wanting to touch it in fear of being the last ones to get it. Marofla now looking. TJ Hudanui tried to dive and keep it in, then called his own sub. Got out of the way. Yoon, Muggleston. Drops it back off for Wong, out to Yoon. This Pacifica team pretty disciplined in their press, really not wanting to overexert at the middle. That's what they're waiting for. The mistake on the outsides, that's their hunting space. Ratabuli will wind up at one. John Casey has been called on there. Some of the subs due to come on shortly for Pacifica, all lined up. Gutenbeel's going to fall for him. Talavau puts it down onto the foot. Thought he wanted the shot on the advantage. See what they've got here. Looks like Buenamasi to inject. Calvin Ratabuli is out on the wide right. Look for him as a possibility. Kevin Gutenbeel, he's on the first bracket. They go to Gutenbeel. And that's saved by John Casey, the Great Wall of China. Earning and keeping his name intact this weekend. Recycle again here through Adrian Smith. It's cut out well there. Oh, brother man with all the straps and gats down there in the corner. Just about got caught with the ball. Right back out to Smitty again. And breaking up the middle of the field. The numbers are enough for the Dragons to win a free hit and get going here through Muggleston. He'll lay one out. And Buenamasi will do enough just to break down that attack. Deep transfer coming around the back. Ben Wu looking at his options. He'll go back out to the captain on halfway. Patience here from the Dragons is Long. Cut out by Buenamasi, but gives it straight back. A little pedestrian there from both sides. Ratabuli does enough. It's it going quickly, rolls it down the line, but it's out. And Jesus, look at the Wesley snipes on that fella right there, Ben Wu. Jeez, he doesn't miss arm day in the gym. Ben Wu's looking for a new supplement sponsor, and if anybody out there has got some going, he's a pretty good arms model. Ewan Muggleston again at the back together, just rolled out into that back four shape to set a bit of space up that outside, and it's mistrapped again over the baseline. Smithy looking, he'll come forward through his captain, Kevin Guttenbiel. Wear off a couple of challenges, wins the first two, still going, Guttenbiel, but he's run out of room up the sideline and now going to be asked to do some defensive work. Talaval lays down the long barrier. Muggleston just with a bit of space to have a look. Yoon there again, they've fallen out into this back four shape. It's mistrapped at the sideline. Here, our final game of the day. New Zealand Asian men holding on to the 2-1 lead they took into the halftime break. Very ordinary challenge there, and in fact, there it is. It's a penalty corner and it's well earned. There, I thought it was a pretty rough challenge on that entry there. Penalty corner coming from Bruce Brownsey. And we'll get another look at this Pasifika attacking set piece. We just had one earlier that Kevin Guttenbiel flicked wide of the goal. John Casey's been pretty sharp in front of cage. He saved the second attempt, a little glove save. Right side. Looks like we'll have Guttenbiel again on the first bracket. You're not fooling anybody with that fake second bracket. Casey again gets enough of it. Not sure he saw all of it, but it saw him. Curvin just got it a little too straight, unfortunately. Got a fair chunk of it, and now Talaval. He passes it straight to the opposition team. Got a bit of colour blindness going as Lloyd McLaughlin and Adrian Smith have a battle for the rest home ages down there. 2. And the piggyback isn't the way to get that one. Skip transfer, bit of space on this right side for the Asian men. Oh, ball. McLaughlin, he's got one already. Gets it on his reverse. It's a pretty ordinary attempted in the end, but this one's got to go in. And there it is. Unfortunate there from David Finau. Just couldn't clear that first shot well enough. And we'll have a look at it on the replay. This is an excellent ball over distance. Skipped 3 layers, hit McLaughlin dead in the circle, who really doesn't get all of it, and then the exit not good enough. Jacob Wong adds a third for the Asians, and they're in the driver's seat. Not something you're overly comfortable with, given they're the Asian side, but in the driver's seat they are, and now a bit of confidence. And Curvin, he's getting pretty animated in the middle of the field there. Looks he might have deserved or earned the free hit a little bit quicker than it came. And interestingly, mid-quarter, they've had a goalkeeper switch for Pasifika. Pulled David Finau And back on has come Seb Vainui. Haven't seen that too often in a game, but obviously seeing something they like out of Seb Vainui. That one's just on the sideline for the Asian side. They got 3 goals at the moment through Jacob Wong, Dill Muggleston and Lloyd McLaughlin. After Pasifika went up 1-0 early in the game. Yoon again looking really comfortable at the back here, not under much pressure at all. Let's see what they've got in the attack. There he is, Yoon again. Just staring danger in the face and doing it anyway. Still going, Joe Yoon. He's gone again. This could be special. I'm going to say 99% sure that he's put that on the foot on the last one as well, and I think his teammates agree with him. Jeez. Like a sushi master just slicing through any would-be tacklers. I haven't seen days like that since Jared Panchia dismantled a Southern team at under 21s almost 10 years ago. Jeez. Yeah, we love to see some of the new talent coming in through this Heritage tournament, and Joseph Yoon, the Asian captain, standing out for all the right reasons this afternoon. Tidy little recycle there. Charlick, Naofla, back out to the wily veteran, Smitty. With 30 seconds to go here, this Asian side looking really comfortable in their shape. That's not going to do it. 15 seconds here. Can the Asian side fire one more shot? They're going to go over. Oh, Lloydo. Perhaps just got the other defender in his line enough to put him off the trap. And see the smiles there. Quinton Smith in the dugout for the Asian men. They're up 3-1 here. With 1 quarter left to play, it's going to be some heavy thinking in this Pasifika huddle coming out into this 4th quarter. Here's some of the highlights. Here's the flick wide from Dill Muggleston. Mayo Hoffler, big overhead through here to Ratabuli, who just ran out of room. Casey kicking it over the back line. The 1 touch in. Foul for Talaval, who won the penalty corner. And they got a couple of goes at it here. This first one, nice little knee and glove save from John Casey. Second one, this is the one that I think gripped up on him a little bit. Got enough of it, up over the cage. You count them all as saves. And this pill, look at it, straight through to McLaughlin. Should have buried that one really, but Finau couldn't get rid of it. Walked it straight into the Asian Dragons player. Cool as you like. Jacob Wong extended the lead. And then this is the clinic. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm pretty sure picked up a foot on the way through there, and very nearly could have been flicking for another one. The captain there, Joseph Yoon, showcasing the skills. Just joining us again, this is day 1 of Heritage Hockey 2026, proudly brought to you by One Foundation and Hype Hockey. Speaking of Hype Hockey, we're going to get to see their Pacific All-Stars tomorrow. They had a tough match this morning, but they'll be back out here showing the pride of the Pacific in tomorrow's matchup. But out here at the moment, Pacifica men, New Zealand Asian men, finishing off day 1. Finishing it off strong, the Asian men up 3-1 here over Pacifica. And a blue card straight off the off the hit off, and I'm sure the Asians have already done the maths and figured out who it is. It looks like Pasifika will be short one. Here he comes now, Calvin Ratabuli. Not like Island time to get it 3 minutes later. Quarter's almost over. So the Asians playing the maths card. 5 minutes with the Pasifika team down a player. And I think they'll just use this 5-minute period to really consolidate their 3-1, possibly even make it 4-1. And Dan Scanlon's got other ideas. He's just going to get things going. He's only got one gear, Dan Scanlon, and it's go. Oh, Nguyen. What a tackle. McLaughlin on the outlet. The numbers aren't good for the Asians, but they'll keep possession through McLaughlin. That's good smart play from the Asian side. Back out through the captain. It is Yun Muggleston. Again, just time to sit on the ball and have a look. Really quality ball movement there from the Asian side. Just keeps moving and making it really difficult for Pasifika, who are down a player. Now the entry, it's beaten two of them across the circle. Creating opportunities here at the Asian side is Jan Peterson. He's going to have to inspire his Pacific troops a little bit here. That's not the way to do it. I think the free hit's actually for the tackle Jan just made on Adrian Smith. And again, around they go, cool as they like around the back group. Happy to sit in the back three. Joseph Yun here has been impressive at the back. Never looked like he's been all that flustered. Again, Yun just happy to play the pivot, happy to be the distributor, happy to see his team keep possession. Still going. A little tangle up. Again, happy to consolidate this. They're the player up for these 5 minutes. One-handed, gets the ball off the ground, cut out by Talaval. Bit of space here on the left baseline. And they opt to come back out again. Smart idea, numbers are on the other side. He's going to have to work it out here. That's an excellent tackle. One hand, low block. And Jan Peterson gets things going. The numbers aren't great here at Pasifika. They're going to need to recycle or win a free hit. Peterson goes with the recycle. Still going here at the Asians. It's a little messy, a little scrappy. Mayer Hoffler kicks it to touch and allows them to reset the defense here. 3-1 in favor of the Asian Dragons. Lovely 3D pass. Here's the entry. Searching. Oh, and it's going to be a goal in off Seb Vainui. He was looking for the cross. Vainui got a little too excited trying to cover things up across the circle. It's gone straight in the near side. This is the little 3D pass. Love that from McLaughlin. Have a look at this. Yeah, Seb just got out and trying to be too active, too excited about stopping the ball across. The Asian side, they're flying here, 4-1. We're going to have another stoppage. I'd say this is the end of the blue card, start of the blue card, potentially. Yeah, and we're going to have a card here. It's an instant yellow. It's just unnecessary. Anytime you leave your feet like that and make any contact at all with the player, it's an automatic yellow card, and you've got to be better than that. Unfortunately, just scored the goal, Cam Gladding, and then goes and leaves the team short. He's got a wave, though, for those at home. Just trying to get some airtime. Cam, you're filling up the stat sheet with a goal and a card. And now, because of the blue card, they've only got 9 players out on the field there, including their goalkeeper, the Asian Dragons. So it's 8 outfield players, 1 goalkeeper, 1 on a yellow card, 1 on a blue card, and the full complement for Pasifika. So really, it's 11 v 9 here. Talaval searching. Blakelock can't get on the end of it. They need to be in full press here if there are any chances. They can't sit in this 3-quarter slide. They can't be passive. They have to get out. Oh, what a pass from Yun. In Wu with Long. Here's Wu again. Lost the handle. Sore shoulders carrying those biceps. Jeez. What a touch from Long. That's excellent defensive work there. And Ratabuli wins it, gets it going quickly. Entries cut out by Ewan. Peterson rips his hands around one. Ratabuli, 3D. Muggleston cleaning up Dylan Muggleston, and they'll go again here, Pasifika. Peterson. Talaval trying to find a way through the 3D, gets past 1 and 2, not Wu. And Muggleston will take a bit of a breath. Short entry into Schwartz. Little drop off. It's again sharp hockey from this Asian Dragon side. Punamasi, Maofla, Smith, and the other Maofla there. Cuts the ball across there, Cooper Moulin. Blakelock just trying to get the ball in his hook, couldn't get it. Moulin out through Maofla. Smitty up at his normal resting position at halfway. Maofla now looking for the entry. 3D cut out by Muggleston. Quentin Smith. It's the Smith battle there. Quentin v. Adrian. See the last little bit of motivation from the coaching group there through to Curvy Gutenberg. Just needing something out of him. He's left it all out there. Curve, he's been good today for Pasifika. They just haven't been able to keep the Asian side away from the back of the net. Gutenberg looking. Happy in this slide here, the Asian Dragons. Remember, they're down a couple of players still with the yellow and blue cards. That one's untidy. And Blacklock still going there. Blacklock beats another one. Can't get the entry, it's just outside the circle.
Here we go, run it!
Across on the shallow transfer. Mayhoffler turns one.
Connections!
Work his way along. They'll take another free hit just outside the circle. Really well defended by the New Zealand Asian side. Back out to Adrian Smith, who's found his way up into the attacking half now. Smith and Gutenberg working a little two-man, shape change out to a back four. And Smitty now goes on a bit of a run. And again, Joseph Ewan, who's been unreal today for this Asian Dragon side. Defensively been flawless. And calm in his distribution. I think been one of the best of the day. Had a thought about the big skip pass, thought better of it. Muggleston, that's not a great pass across your own zone, but Ewan does enough again. Ewan will play the short side through Wu. Searching, easy one through to Lloyd McLaughlin, who picks up Wu. And Wu showing a bit of go forward now, up into the 25-yard line, and then does come back through Muggleston. Good entry through to long and a bit of space. That one will come off the stick of a Pasifika player and Adrian Smith in the middle, and I'd say we've got a little bit of cramp there. Zach Buenamasi. I don't think it'll be the biggest injury in the world, just a little bit of cramp. Get a bit of pickle juice in him and he'll be on his way. With under 4 minutes left to go here in this fourth and final match from Turf 1, fifth game for the day. The Asian Dragons in full control, up 4-1 here. A bit of a challenge here. Oh, great effort from Ratabuli, and he scores one. And maybe a little bit of cramp to go with it. Calvin Ratabuli. He's got them back a bit closer. It's a mistrap there from Peterson, and it's just a foot race there from Ratabuli. You really can't teach effort at the end of the day, and that's what scored him the goal in the end. Calvin Aotearoa. Well, Pasifika gets his second, and it might be too little too late here. They need a goal a minute in the close. Can they find something here? Is there a chance for Pasifika? 2 goals sends it to a shootout. 3 goals gets them the win. 2.5 minutes left to play. Long, looks good. Yeah, I actually am bemused that Dion Hawke didn't send him off, considering he gave the last yellow for the exact same thing. All we ask is for a little bit of consistency there. Bruce Brownsy picking it up on the back end, going, yep, off the feet, straight through the ball and stick. It's a yellow, and it's always been a yellow, so cheers, Bruce, for picking that one up from this side. Scanlon, though, on the low reverse stick tackle, weaving his way through. Great pass, Blacklock needs to find an option. There's Peterson, the touch pass. Huranui, one step earlier, and that thing's in the back of the goal, and we're in for a showdown of 90 seconds. Oh, TJ Huranui probably could have smelt that goal. It was that close.
Nice and high!
Peterson, there's the entry. Again, Huranui just can't get onto the end of it. Any little touch there could have created an opportunity. There's less than a minute to go now. I think the Dragons probably hang on from here. I'll be happy to see these last 45 seconds wear off the clock here. They've got the sideline hit. Jan still putting pressure on. Cut out by Mayofla. Guttenbiel looking for anything. He'll throw the overhead to Peterson. It's too big, too long, too much taro. He gives us a little flex to let us know as well. And they will happily watch the seconds run off this clock. It's all handshakes in the sheds. Smith, Wu, Casey, Muggleston. That's us. The New Zealand Asian men get it done 4-2 in the end over New Zealand Pasifika. Our final game for the day is a great one here in the men's section. You watching at home, enjoy the highlights package from this one. 6 goals in it. And we'll catch up with the captains right after that. guys, I'm down here on the turf with New Zealand Pacifica men's captain Kevin Gutenberg. Kirby, not the result you guys would have wanted, but a tough first up performance from you guys. How do you sum it up?
Yeah, I think in the past couple of years we're using that first game to kind of catch up and get together, but I think this is one of our best starts that we've had in our campaign as Pacifica, and to go one up, it was really good, but I think we just kind of went laid off a little bit too back, thinking that we're going to hold it down until the end of the game, but realistically we've still got to play hockey, we've still got to go attack. But what the NZHH did really well is they kept it kind of foot on the throttle, and then they were able to be a lot more clinical than we were.
What are the main things then that you guys need to take into tomorrow's match?
Yeah, I think we got to, once we're actually holding on to the ball, we actually got to get some purchase out of it. Purchase looks like getting opens in the circle. We've got to get PCs. I did get a good stab at it, but the more we get to put pressure on the keeper, the more he has to do something. Their defence kind of crumbles, but I think for the most part we have a lot of position. We're happy with that.
And who are some of the players that you think stood out for your side today?
Look, I think easy to say Jaron Peterson, like as old as he is, a big dog, he does bring a lot of leadership into the team, and he likes to take control out there on the field, positioning our younger ones. And ultimately, he's the one that's in the circle that can make a lot of triggers. Aside from that, I think we've got Adrian at the back, and I am naming the old guys, but they're old for a reason. They've been around for so long. And also Dan Scannier, that man can get in the circle. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, tough one today, but always good to see you. Good luck for the weekend. Appreciate it. Go well. Cheers. And also down here with New Zealand Asian captain Joey Yoon. Joey, great start for you guys. Went down 1-0 in the early quarter, but then 4 goals on the way home. How do you sum that up for your team?
I think it was a bit scrappy at the start. I think we're quite a new team, so a lot of boys haven't met each other until today, but we got built on that, and then I think we just kept growing just like throughout the game, and like passes, the connections were mean, and that's how like we scored all those goals and stuff. So yeah, a bit scrappy at the end, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and a pretty short bench, only 4 guys on the bench, including your second goalkeeper, so a lot of work to be done by the guys that were out there. What's the key or the recipe to you guys being able to play at that high speed with a short bench?
I think definitely tomorrow we've got 18, I think there was 18, so maybe a few more starts, but I think it's probably just crucial that we just warm down, look after our bodies for 4 days, but yeah, all the boys still looking pretty fresh, so.
Yeah, and speaking of the bodies, talk to us about Woo's shoulders over there.
Oh,
Not Lloyd McLaughlin's. Look past those ones. Talk about us, the gun show there on display with the singlets.
yeah, not me, eh? I was like, what's the t-shirts there? No, all the boys looking good, eh?
Yeah, looking good, playing good. Well, good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Cheers.
Always a pleasure. Go well. Appreciate it. All right, that's our last game for the day. It's New Zealand Asian men getting it done 4-2 in the end over NZ Pacifica. Make sure you come back and join us tomorrow for 4 more games here from New Zealand Heritage Hockey 2026. See you then.